Welcome to the special episode of Beyond the Box. This episode is special because we're going on the road outside Beyond the Box, Detroit, Michigan, to be specific, where we'll speak with Jeff King, the Director of Operations and Certification at the National Veteran Business Development Council. The NVBDC came about in 2013 to address the growing need to identify and certify service-disabled and/or veteran-owned companies. You know what? We have someone on site. Who do we have there? Oh, it's me. Hey, Kevin. Those glasses are looking pretty good on you. You look pretty good today yourself. Thanks, man. Why don't we let Jeff tell us more about the NVBDC? Anyway, I'm here in Detroit, Michigan at the NVBDC conference, and joining me is Jeff King. So tell everybody out there, like, what is the NVBDC? What do they do?
So what the NVBDC is a certification company. So what we do is we dive into that owner's background, his military background, and all the finances and decision-making policies that they have to make sure that they own, operate, and control that company.
Okay, so you kind of like put the stamp on, like, these guys are legit. They are who they say they are.
Correct. And we say why that's important is because we'll have some big companies, the likes of Walmart, Facebook, that big of companies.
I've heard of those.
Yeah, me too, you know. But they want to know that, hey, the standards are in place, the owner or owners have been checked, and that they will now qualify for the veteran spend.
Okay, so I could see why that's important. So back up 30,000 feet, who says that NVBDC is legitimate so that these big companies say, okay, they've got their stamp?
So some 40 years ago, the National Minority Supplier Council started the standardization of what is needed for a minority business. WeBank, which is the Women Business Enterprise, has adopted their standards. Well, we're trained by WeBank.
Okay.
So then what happens during our process of certifying with what's called the $1 Billion Roundtable, they see our standards. They investigate how we do our due diligence through our company. So there is a lineage to make sure that, one, we're not false or weak, to make sure we're ensuring the highest standards.
Okay. So I don't want to keep you too long here, Jeff, because there's a lot. I don't know if you can see behind us, but this conference is actually happening right now, and it's been so good. We're on day 2 of it. We just stepped away from the veterans panel discussion, which was so insightful. Derek was on that, along with some other excellent gentlemen in leadership. And I know one of the topics that was discussed during that time was, what value does this certification bring? So do you find in your experience in talking with businesses, does it open doors? Does it keep doors open? What are some of the benefits?
So some of the benefits of this is that it does open the doors for opportunities. It doesn't win you business because you still have to provide.
You got to be in good business, right?
Yeah, and good service.
Sure.
But it's kind of the old cliche of it's the icing on the cake. But what also happens is that now you open yourself to more market opportunities. Veteran to veteran business is its own special niche. So between that and referrals between veteran and veteran across the country, they're able to open up more opportunities. One of the benefits that we just saw was that they had said customer had long payment terms. And they said, well, what can we do to lower it? He goes, well, I am a veteran-owned business. And then the lady replied, well, we'll pay you now in 90 days instead of 180 days. So that was an unforeseen value of getting their money faster.
Right.
But they still had to provide that goods or service.
Sure. Yeah, you got to do that. I mean, if you get the certification, that's great. It's icing on the cake, like you said, but you also have to be able to provide value and provide service for sure. So how would someone go about the certification process? Like if there's an organization out there and they're interested in this certification, how do they go about that?
Go to nvbdc.org where you can see all of the value-added statements, examples of the online application, and you can apply online through our portal.
And there are a lot of bells and whistles that go along with this, not just the certification, but at this conference, I heard from a gentleman, a Vietnam veteran, who stood up at the conference, and he had not received his medals until 6 months ago, something like that.
Something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he got that because of you all and the relationship that he developed with you.
So I'm a veteran. One of my top managers is a veteran also, but happens to be somebody who's an advocate for veterans and their related injuries or conditions to military service. Mm-hmm. But in that attempt to better serve our veterans, she has been able to get not only medical benefits, but pension benefits and medals and updated records. And we do that free for our vets, and we tell them pass it on. But we do everything we can to take care of our vets.
Right, and it sounds like, and I use this term generically because it includes both men and women who've served, but there's a brotherhood and a sisterhood that in this community, and it sounds like you do that free of charge because some of these things can be complicated. Going through the paperwork, making sure, as Derek said earlier, all your T's are crossed, your I's are dotted. Sometimes if that's not done correctly, it gets kicked to the side. Right. But you guys help ease that process.
Well, we call it, we're committed to the mission. Mm-hmm. Sometimes missions creep, which means it gets a little more time, a little more resources, but our veterans deserve to be taken care of, and that's what we do.
Definitely.
Exactly.
Well, thank you so much for your time. I'm going to let you get back to your thing here, and thank you all for watching. I'm going to kick it back to you, Kevin. Take it away.
Take care, Kevin.
Thanks, Kevin, me, and thank you, Jeff, and thanks to all of you that watched this episode of Beyond the Box. We went beyond the box this time. Who knows where we're going to go in the future? Who knows how far beyond the box we'll actually get? I guess you have to stick around to see. We'll see you next time.